and look at the fruits as a whole, and we saw 4 to 5 servings per day. Can you put that in an example? You have some bananas and apples here.
Exactly. So the vegetables and fruits are similar in terms of a serving. So half a cup of cooked vegetables or chopped up is a serving, half a cup of fruit, or this banana here is not very large. If it's larger, you can eat half of it. A small apple, here we have some mangoes. Depending on the size, you know, there's some fruit that are a little bit bigger than others. So you want to try to think of the size that's in a small fist, or like a tennis ball is another good visual to use. So if you think of it that way, you want to try to eat 4 to 5 servings. So if you have a salad that has, let's say, lettuce and tomato, cucumbers, maybe you have a few other vegetables in there, and maybe a cup of blueberries, there you've gotten a good majority of your fruits. And then try to snack on fruits during the day too. That'll help incorporate more of the 4 to 5 servings that you need in the day.
So like a really large banana can be like two servings of fruit?
Exactly. Exactly.
And do you tell your patients to do this?
I tell my patients to go talk to Angie.
Because she is the nutrition.
I deal with the exercise part.
We're not going to leave Brian out. In fact, the next segment is on exercise, so he's the king of that. So he'll be chiming in on that. I want to go back to the protein also, Ed, if we can. I was a little surprised to see the amount. Thought it was going to be a little bit more. So 6 servings or less per day of the lean meats.
And a serving is 1 ounce, but what does that mean? Because when we talk in ounces or pounds, sometimes, you know, the average person says, but what does that mean? So a deck of cards, or the size of your palm, not including the fingers, is where people say, oh, I have a big hand. Okay, but the palm, or like a deck of cards, which is about 3 ounces, including the thickness after it's cooked. So that's an important part too. That's about 3 ounces at lunch and 3 ounces at dinner. Now, I know the men out there say, well, that's just not enough. You get protein from other sources as well. You get protein from your beans and legumes. There's some protein in quinoa and rice. There's some protein even in vegetables and dairy products. So it's not just the meat of what we're eating that contains protein. A lot of plants contain proteins. So this is where to kind of put it all together. When we consume excess amount of animal protein especially, that's where it can lead to many times the hypertension or the weight, because then it's hard to really manage your calories if you're overdoing the portions. So if you think 3 ounces or a deck of cards at lunch and another 3 ounces at dinner, that's a good amount of animal protein once it's cooked.